Why would you buy an air pistol? For the ownership, such as a replica, for target shooting, for small pest control. Most of these needs can be met with a CO2 pistol, but they can be low on power, subject to temperature change and costly over time if you're constantly buying CO2 to feed them. Not surprisingly, one of my all-time favourites is the PP700 PCP air pistol. Accurate, powerful and rewarding fun, but it is only single shot and a magazine on board would make a real winner out of this. But of course, the price is going to go up. Wrong. Enter the PP800 multi-shot PCP from Artemis. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. Now I've started out by comparing this new PP800 to the PP700, which is fair and is a real competition for it. But I'm going to add in a third option because I can. It's the PCP CP2. Don't think there is such a thing? Think again, because here it is with all the benefits of the CP2, but in a pre-charge format. And I'm going to come back to this little beauty a little later. Firstly, this is a review of the new Artemis PP800, so let's start with the stats, claims and walk around. It is 520mm or 20.5 inches long and weighs in at 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds. It's available in 177 and .22 calibers. It has a slim 40cc air cylinder, which they claim is capable of 30 shots of over 500 feet per second. Well, now we're getting into the realms of manufacturers' claims. The first one is a rather strange way of claiming the velocity, because they state greater than or equal to 700 feet per second in 177 and greater than or equal to 600 feet per second in .22. Now the problem here is, if it achieved those figures, it will have to go straight back, because it would be higher than the UK maximum 6 foot-pound legal limit. But we'll put it through the chrono later, and you're going to be surprised. They also claim precision shooting. Well, the barrel is 240mm or about 9.5 inches long and rifled, so I would expect good results. The price on this is around £229 UK. So is it worth it? As we've already said, the barrel is long and rifled and also comes fitted and supplied with a silencer, which gives the pistol its long look. It is surprisingly efficient and quietens it down considerably. It is a non-standard thread, so not an easy job to fit your favourite silencer to it. But this can be achieved using an inexpensive adapter if that's the route you want to go. Below this is the air cylinder with filler port and gauge on the front. The gauge shows a maximum fill of 220 bar before it goes into the red. It comes with open sights, front and rear, and the rears are fully adjustable and removable to allow you to fit a red dot or scope, if you prefer, along its 9 to 11mm rail. It has a lovely bolt action which is very smooth. It's on the left hand side, which is going to suit right-handers but may upset one or two lefties. There is a single shot tray that is included in the box, along with a multi-shot indexing magazine, which is the familiar rotate style, and feed the first pellet in backwards and then fill it up as it works its way back round. Not a real favourite of mine, but fully functional and works. It is a little fiddly in the 177 caliber, but I must say I'm being ultra picky, and it's my personal feelings and my lack of dexterity, probably. And during my time with this, it didn't actually deform any pellets at all. After saying I don't care for it, I will say how much I do like it because of its lock open after last shot, which leaves you in no doubt that the last shot has gone and it is now safe. Talking about safe, this has a metal trigger with a built-in push safety, which is simple and efficient and locks the trigger, and a push through reveals the red indicator that it's in fire mode. This isn't woolly or vague, it is simple and sure-footed. Then we come to the grip, which is a real handful and resembles competition or match grip style. This suits an adult's hand rather than a junior shooter. In fact, I found this very comfortable, and it left the pad of my finger exactly where I wanted it on the trigger. This, along with the very nice set two-stage trigger, would help this make a pretty accurate pistol. Well, this brings us nicely to the target work, and if I'm going to give this its best chance on the 10-metre indoor range, I have fitted a Hawk red dot to the top. Let's take a look, shall we? Really, really nice. It's rewarding and great fun. And that is pellet on pellet. Now, what more do you want from a pistol? This is a very capable gun and is restricted only by my skill or lack of it. Power then, because the claim on the box is not what I would expect from a UK spec pistol. If it did achieve those figures, it would be more than twice the legal limit. So let's take a look at the chrono results. In 177 caliber, it saw a 556 feet per second maximum figure, which is 5.79 foot-pounds. In .22 caliber, it saw a maximum of 401 feet per second, which is 5.68 foot-pounds. Both of these are absolutely spot on for a UK pistol and capable of doing some rat damage if that's what you want. This gun would also appear to be capable of much higher power levels, but this power level actually showed a good 80 usable shots, which would again hint that it's capable of much higher power figures. The conclusion on this is pretty simple. It is a genuine multi-shot magazine-fed PCP running close to the UK legal limit and is usable for some nice accurate target work, simple plinking or even some up-close rodent pest control. It is great fun and of course it is very competitively priced for a multi-shot PCP pistol with silencer. But what about that claim of a CP2 in PCP form? Well, here it is. Sadly, this is not a production item, at this moment in time at least. It is, in fact, a prime example of how these pistols are made in the same place using the same tooling setup and in many cases the same parts. Because this is a standard CP2 stripped down and the main body replaced with the PP800 innards, which, as you can see, the PCP and the CO2 are more or less identical down to the placement of the screws to fit it in the stock. So what happens if we then add the stock of the CP2 and its longer barrel? We're looking now in terms of power and accuracy. Over the chronograph first. This is the .22 version, and as we've already seen, this is 401 feet per second maximum with a 5.68 foot-pound power figure. But With the longer barrel, that rose to 503 feet per second, which is 8.93 foot-pounds, which is a 50% increase in power just from adding the longer barrel. Don't forget that high shot count too, which you probably won't get with the CO2 version. Right, on to the all-important target work, starting as usual with the 10-metre indoor range. To be honest, I would have been disappointed with anything less. This is the .22 version though, and not the 177. Let's take it out to 20 metres now, shall we? Again, a very capable and accurate little gun. Converting this from a CO2 and putting it as a PCP becomes a higher shot count. Powerful enough and accurate enough item to be a real contender in small vermin control. It is very, very lightweight and of course not as affected by temperature variances. I realise you could argue it is easy to carry spare CO2s rather than air tank or pump, but 80 shots is surely enough for a spot of rodent work. Yes, I have cannibalised 2 guns to make this, but I haven't finished up with just one gun because the CP2 mechanism also drops straight back into the PP800. And all the magazines and single shot trays are all interchangeable too. Now, I was always a fan of the CP2 for its interchangeability, and now I'm even more of a fan, and it's more changeable. And it is one of the most underrated budget guns that there is out there today. It just shows you how cheap you can put a full PCP package together and finish up with a CO2 pistol too. If you want to see my original full video of the CP2, just click on here. All I can finish by saying is, watch this space to see if Artemis actually make this a future standard item. I will be feeding this back to SMK. Oh, and Bagsy be one of the first to have a go if they do produce it. Thanks for watching.